But I'm excited that today's also a very big day for me because it's my book's birthday. I gave birth to a book today. Today is launch day for A Lowcountry Wedding. And this is the fourth book, as was mentioned. When I begin any book, I always begin with a species. I don't have an idea and then go to an organization and take notes and learn. I just have a species. And it's an intuitive knowledge that I sense, almost like Joseph Campbell said, that the artists are the shamans of today. That we put our ear to the ground and we listen. And I know it's true. I absolutely believe it. And I believe everyone in this room has that intuitive capability. And the more you exercise it, the more it grows. And the more you have confidence that that voice in your ear is in fact a higher power guiding you, and you accept it and believe it, it will guide you on your path. And that's how I choose my species. I have so many I could write about, but it's like an intuition that says it's time to write this book now. And 6 years ago, I was at a meeting on the board of South Carolina Aquarium when Dr. Pat Farah from NOAA here in Charleston, and Steve McCullough from Florida Atlantic University, and Philippe Cousteau, who's the grandson of the Grey Jacques, came, and they were trying to impress upon us the urgency of the health of our resident dolphins. And of the resident dolphins, a 5-year sister study, which is ongoing, learned that 49% of the dolphins in our estuarine waters were deemed not healthy or sick. 49%, and in Florida, that number's 52%. And I hear the shock, and that was my reaction when I heard that statistic. And Philippe said, Mary Alice, it's really time to write a book about dolphins now. And that was the electricity. It's that knowing. It's a humming. Yes, I must do it. And so I began researching in earnest. I always knew dolphins were on my list. Who wouldn't want to write about dolphins? Who doesn't look out at that ocean and kind of hope you're going to see the dorsal fin? Come on, we all do. And when we do, it's like, ooh, look. How many times have we seen it, and how many times do we get excited? It's because there are siblings in the sea. They're mammals, the sentinel species. And we call them the sentinel species because they're high-level predators. And we look at their health to determine our health. So when you're looking at 49% not healthy, makes you think, doesn't it? I had to learn more because there was a first book, a second book, a third book, and this one tentpole figure, a character in the novel, is a dolphin, Delphine. I had to create more and more scenarios. And as I learned more about dolphins, I created human characters to carry the story forward. So when I wrote the summer trilogy, it's the Summer Girls, the Summer Wind, and the Summer's End. And it really is meant to be read in order. Not all the books that I've written are, but this trilogy is. And if you read it out of line, it just won't be as fulfilling a read, I don't believe. For the girls, I thought, my goodness, Charleston is the #1 wedding destination in the country. And I thought, why do so many girls come from all over the country to get married here in Charleston? What is a Lowcountry wedding, after all? And I began to explore that. So this was a kind of a double research for me. I was inspired by weddings, where I'm usually only inspired by the animal. I interviewed a lot of girls, and I discovered that there was a reason I believe that they're coming to Charleston to get married. And it's more than a pretty backdrop. Charleston shines as a beacon for tradition and history and culture and traditions, and more importantly, protocol and etiquette. And I believe that even the most non-traditional girl wants tradition for her wedding day. And that's why they come here. And they get the great backdrops as well. And I think that touches a very important part of what's going on in this country. As we move around and we're connected with the internet, we're becoming more homogeneous. And I think the South as a whole shines as a beacon of a lifestyle that is very attractive to to a lot of people. Whether you have a low-country wedding or a wedding in the Northeast Hamptons or way out on a Montana ranch, what a wedding is the gathering together of a couple in front of their parents, in front of their friends and family, and to the public, because it's a legal document. And they're saying, we are forming a social unit of our own. We are becoming a patriarch and a matriarch of our own family. And that's a powerful moment in their lives.